right?
Yes, started.
So, hi and welcome everyone to MuleSoft Mysore Meetup group. So, today we have the topic CloudHub 2.0, and so we have the speaker Vishwesh with us. He will be presenting the session and will be presenting the demo on shared spaces. So, yeah, so before he present, let me read out some safe harbor statement. So both the speaker and the host are organizing this meetup in individual capacity only. This presentation is strictly for learning purpose only. This presentation is not meant for any promotional activities. So some housekeeping, like we are recording this session, right? So you can just if you want to rewatch it or share with it with your friends, you can visit to the event page. It will be uploaded to YouTube page. I'll be sharing the link to that as well. So questions, feel free to ask anytime. Your mic is enabled. Okay, you can just directly ask with the speaker and give us feedback. All right. So we are two organizers for this meetup. So I'll introduce myself. I'm Shubham Charase, working as a professional integration developer in Millennium. MuleSoft certified, MuleSoft mentor. That's all about me. What do you agree?
Yeah, thank you, Shubham. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. Myself, Giridhar. I'm working at Hasdun as a senior architect. I'm certified MuleSoft and AWS developer and architect. I'm leading this Mysore group and MuleSoft mentor as well. So, CloudHub 2.0. Today's topic is CloudHub 2.0. So, we started with this topic only. This was our first meetup session in Mysore group in the month of September. So, but it was more theoretical session that time. So, based on the response through feedback forms from the participants through in this group, we have come up with this walkthrough session. So, hope it will be more insightful for many of us. Today, we have Vishwesha, so to walk through us through CloudHub 2.0. So, over to you, Vishwesh. All the best.
Yeah. Thank you, Giri. Hi, all. Okay, first let me share my screen. I hope everyone able to see my screen, right?
Yes, you can maximize it if you want.
Hi, all. Very good morning to all of them. Yeah, I have 9+ years of experience in IT. Worked on the various integration tools like Bistock, Tipco Product, and now currently working on the MuleSoft. And I have completed the certification on the MuleSoft developer, and I'm working as a tech lead for one of the account. Okay. Today our topic is CloudHub 2.0. In this topic, we'll see what is the CloudHub 2.0 features and architecture and the shared and private spaces, what is multi-tenancy and last mile security, and demo on the shared space. Okay. Uh, what is the CloudHub 2.0? CloudHub 2.0 is a MuleSoft managed RTF. In a simple form, we can consider like this. MuleSoft managed the RTF. Uh, MuleSoft is recently launched the CloudHub 2.0 to simplify the developer experience for deploying and running the application in the containerized environment based on the Kubernetes. CloudHub 2.0 is fully managed containerized service for deploying and running the MuleSoft application. With the CloudHub 2.0, developers can easily deploy and run their application in a resilient and easily scalable environment. Uh, that is the definitions comes with the CloudHub 2.0. It's a simple of MuleSoft managed RTF. Applications will be deployed on the containerized integration platform. Why should we have to consider the CloudHub 2.0? CloudHub 2.0 provides the deployments across the 12 regions globally. It's CloudHub 2.0 using the Kubernetes-based architecture. Every single application is deployed as a lightweight container, so it can easily scale up and scale down, and no need to manage any dedicated load balancer, as CloudHub 2.0 provides a built-in ingress load balancer with the auto scaling capabilities with the private space. CloudHub 2.0 provides option to configure inbuilt and output firewall rules as well. This will enables to block or allow traffic from the specific ports. And the CloudHub 2.0 provides the inbuilt security policies protecting your services sensitive data with the encrypted secrets, firewall controls, and a restricted shell access. Now coming to the features of the CloudHub 2.0. CloudHub 2.0,
Hey
uh,
Vishwesh,
ah,
uh,
yes.
just go us a little bit slow.
Okay, yeah, sure, Shubham. Yeah. Coming to the features of the CloudHub 2.0, CloudHub 2.0 can is a content-based isolation, and application can be deployed on the shared space and private space. Shared space means application can be deployed on the multi-tenant mode. In multi-tenant environment, all the tenants of the MuleSoft will sharing the space for deploying their applications, which does not mean data will be shared across the tenants of the space. For example, consider I am the one of the tenants of the MuleSoft. I can only access my data. I cannot able to see others' data. When you deploy in a shared space, each application should be is isolated with each other. Each application can be running in a shared space as a container. You cannot deploy more than one application in one container. Okay, then if you want to if you don't want to run in the application in a multi-tenant mode, then we can go with the private space. Private space is a single tenant environment. In the coming slides we can see architecture and in detail about the shared space and private space. Currently CloudHub 2.0 provide the deployment of these two types, shared space and private space. And coming to the next point, applications can be deployed on the multiple replicas to enable the high availability and fault tolerance. If you deploy the application in a multiple replicas, it means you are deploying the two instances. In this case, any one of the instances goes down. Second instance is will take up all the requests till the previous instance is up and running. In this way, we can achieve the high availability. Coming to the fault tolerance means those two replicas will be deployed on the multiple available zones. For example, any one of the zone is down, second zone replica will take all the requests. In this way, you can achieve the fault tolerance. Coming to the next, with the added fractional vCores offerings in the CloudHub 2.0. We can compare with the CloudHub 1.0. In the CloudHub 1.0, the vCore sizes are like 0.1, 0.2, 1, 2 vCore like this. But coming to the CloudHub 2.0, the vCores are 0.1, 0.2, 0.5, 1, 1.5. Dot 5 series is coming in the CloudHub 2.0. In the CloudHub 1.0, we can assign maximum 16 vCore for one worker, but here CloudHub 2.0 we can assign maximum of 4 vCores for replica. And applications, coming to the next, applications can be deployed on the cluster mode. Minimum 2 replicas is required for clustering. Um, yeah. Yeah, clustering. In CloudHub 1.0, clustering is not available. Coming to the this feature is added in the CloudHub 2.0. Clustering means clustering means virtual servers composed of the multiple nodes. These nodes of the cluster will share some common space. Over when we go with the clustering is, for example, I have a scheduler, so I want to run those schedules on only one replica. Then in those times we can go with the clustering concept. And coming to the next point, support the rolling update and recreate while application is deployed. Rolling update means maintain the availability by incrementally updating the replicas. uh, in simple terms, rolling update means, for example, I want to deploy my latest changes in the latest version. Previous version is till up and running till the latest second version, concept the v2 till deployed. For example, these features will allow us the zero downtime. Means already first version is running, right, till second version is up and running. First version will be up and running and take all the requests. This will allow for the zero downtime. And second one is like recreate means first it will delete that the existing replica, then it will redeploy the new replica of the application. This will create some minimum downtime while deploying the applications. When we go with the rolling update means rolling update is requires the more vCores. For example, consider I have one replica is running on one vCore of size. If I go with the recreate, means already first replica is running on single pod. The second updated application is deployed on the second replica deployed on the second replica with the new part. Till the second latest application is deployed, first first replica will be up and running. This will require the more vCore spaces. While recreate, it will delete the pod on the container, then it will freshly deploy. This will recreate will face some zero downtime. We will see on more on this on demo. Okay, coming to the next, horizontal scaling and vertical scaling. Uh, Horizontal scaling means we will increase the number of nodes or replicas for handling the more requests. When we go with the vertical scaling is you can increase the computing resource like RAM, CPU, then we are increase the vCore size of the existing replicas. Coming to the next, yeah, shared space. This is the shared space architecture. Shared space architecture, in both shared and private space, the application should be deployed on the containers. Now, in the shared space, enable the run the Mule instance in a multi-tenant environment. CloudHub 2.0 provides the one shared space each region. Currently, CloudHub 2.0 supports 12 regions. Each region they will allocate one shared space to deploy our Mule applications. Then we can see when we go with the shared space. Shared spaces, for example, if you don't have requirement for using any vanity domains and you can continue use the cloudhub.io, then we can choose is no custom certificates is requirement. I'm not have any using any custom certificates, and your application is deployed in shared space, won't access the resources or services or database located in the on-prem data centers or private or public cloud. You don't have requirement of running the application isolated from the public cloud. Whenever these are not the requirements, then we can go with the private space. For example, client is trying to access the application running in the shared space. I have multiple replicas with multiple applications running on the CloudHub 2.0, and they connected with the uh, other shared different CloudHub versions like Salesforce, some other health domain, all the different things. In this case, client can access the shared space ingress load balancer here. From the ingress load balance to the Mule application, Mule application to the external cloud hub resource like Salesforce, some other things they can connect. This is the endpoint. This is the public URI endpoint here. The public URL is consist of application name, unique ID, and shared ID, region, and then cloudhub.io. This is the format. This is the static URL. Once you deploy the application, we can get it from the ingress load balancer, this static URL. Then we can use this static URL. We can access your application in the shared space. Coming to the private space is like any point VPC in the CloudHub 1.0 version. Private space is virtual and private and isolated space in the CloudHub 2.0 to run your MuleSoft application. You can create multiple private space in a single or multiple region in CloudHub 2.0. One of the mandatory requirement for creating the private space is range of IP address for the apps in your private space to use. When we go with the private space, for example, I have the vanity domain and I want to connect one or more resource or services or database listed on the on-prem data centers or the VPC public cloud. um, there is no yeah, and you can enable the private endpoints to access the traffic from the private locations. You can configure the custom certificates. I have my own custom set vanity domains. You can configure the inbound and outbound rules for the rules for the applications. In these cases, we can connect. For example, client want to access the application deployed on the private space. We can connect with the ingress load balancer. Application is connected with the ingress load balancer. It will ingress load balance will redirect the application to the load balance of the Mule applications. And the client want to access the resource from on-premise data centers where I have few databases, or I have to set up the then I have to set up the VPC VPN IPsec tunneling between the CloudHub 2.0 to the on-premise data centers. Client want to access the resources which is available in AWS VPC. Then I can set up the transit gateway between the CloudHub and the VPC, and then we can easily access these things. In this format, the URL is like application and the API name, then the domain.com. We'll get the URL in this way in the private spaces. Okay, mainly right. The main difference is, for example, I can deploy my application in a public space. Then there is no issue, no requirements of running the isolation on the from the public cloud. Then we can go. There is no vanity domains. We can go, and there is no custom certificates. then we can go with the shared space. For example, you have your own vanity domains, and I need to access data centers from the on-premise systems, all these things. Then we can go with the private spaces. Coming to the NAS, these are the few limitations for the CloudHub 2.0. CloudHub 2.0 will be supported version is 4.3, and prior versions means 4.3, 4.4 versions only. Below versions will not be supported. For example, if you want to deploy your application, first we need to update your runtimes of the applications. Then only we can able to deploy the applications in for CloudHub 2.0. And creating custom certificates, does not support creating custom certificates, and it does not support the built-in and custom notifications with the CloudHub connector. And CloudHub 2.0 will not support VPC peering, and direct connect will not be supported, and it does not support on the persistent VM queues. These are the few limitations CloudHub 2.0. Okay. Any questions till now?
So then in that case, how we will be connecting to the on-premise and other VPCs?
Then we can on-premise systems, right? We can use the private space VPC IPsec terminal.
Okay, so the transit gateway also not supported here.
Transit gateway support. I said right. 1 minute.
Okay, okay,
Okay. Yeah, transit gateway supported. VPN IPsec. These two will be supported, and direct and VPC peering. These two are not supported.
okay.
Which ways we have one question like what is vanity domain?
Vanity means custom domains.
Okay,
So
does that answer? Yeah. Go ahead, Vijay.
yeah, so vanity domain is a custom domain, to a specific organization. So when we are going with the shared space, the domain names, the DNS name that is assigned to your cloud worker node, right? So that will be pre-built one. Whereas when you go for the private space, though there you have an option of defining your own domain names. So initially your cloud workers will be assigned with public and private AP. The same way for for the load balancer routing, there will be another DNS name will be assigned, so that will be your vanity domain. Does it answer your question?
Yeah, I think it's what he got it. Do we have any more questions? Enable your mic if you want, and you can ask directly. Meanwhile, you continue with the presentation. I mean, with the demo.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Now we can see on the demo for the shared space. Okay. I have implemented one simple application. Just give the employee details. Nothing not bigger here. Just one transform message to pull the employee details. And I can go deploy here. Yeah. Yeah. We will deploy one the SAM application in the just runtime manager. I choose my environment. First, I will try to deploy the application. Okay. This the runtime manager is similar to the CloudHub to 1.0 only, 2.0 also. I can choose the application. Already I have the jars. Okay, I can upload jar file directly. Okay, first let me deploy the application. Okay. Then we'll go one by one. Yeah. Then we can observe here, right? Target type will be the CloudHub. For the earlier, I have one test application is there on my runtime manager. Now we can see CloudHub 2.0. It's new, and target name also you can see shared space. It is taking few seconds to deploy.
Which ways we have one question from Faizan like what is ingress?
Ingress load balancer is like in CloudHub 1.0 we are implementing the DLB SLB, right? Ingress is the inbuilt load balancer implemented by MuleSoft. Okay, yeah, application is deployed, right? Yeah, we can get the public URL from here, endpoint URL. We can also copy it here. Otherwise, you can get it from the ingress also here. Then we have to add the path URL here. Okay. For convenience, I will go with the postman. Okay, this is the location. Yeah. Coming to the here, right? Here as a trial account, we can able to see only one region. But if you have the normal rights, then we can able to see 12 regions. Each region one shared space they can allow for us. And coming to the version, runtime versions, we can able to see 4.3 and 4.4 only. They will support from 4.3 itself. Replicas. Replicas, we can see more granular replicas. They 0.05, they give 1.5, 2.5, 3.5. They gave more replicas with the added Fraggle vCores offerings in CloudHub 2.0. You may no longer need to bundle the multiple listeners on the same space uh, for the same application to reduce the resource utilization with the more granular vCores. This is the one enhancement they have done. Replicas is similar to the instances. We can put maximum of 8 replicas for one app. And if you want to enable the clustering, then we have to select minimum of 2. Then only clustering, this checkbox should be enabled. Okay. Um, it should be enabled. If you want to run the applications in a clustering mode, then we have to select 2 replicas, and then we will be deploy the application. Coming to the Object Store V2, in Object Store V2 in the CloudHub 1.0, Object Store V2 checkbox is always true. But in CloudHub 2.0, whenever we go with the Object Store connector, then whenever we require, then only we need to select it and we can deploy it. By default, Object Store V2 is not the true here. Okay. Coming to the deployment model. Uh, Here they will support the 2 deployment models. One is the rolling update and second one is the recreate. Currently application is deployed on the rolling update. I will change. I will do small changes. I will change the deployment version here. I deployed here. You can see the status here. Application status. Still, if I am running rolling update, no zero downtime. We can able to application will running up and running. Yeah, if you see here, first application is still up and running. The latest changes, right, updated changes will be deployed on the new pod. Till the application is up and till the second application is deployed completely successfully. Still, application is deployed on the new pod also. Application will not be down in the rolling update. But the we need the more vCore should be required, I mean, to maintain in the rolling update. That is the one consideration here. Yeah, means once the latest one is deleted, that old part will be deleted. Okay. For example, again I will change something. I will change if I select the recreate, again I'm deploying the application. Yeah. Now, for example, if I test now, we'll get the till bad gateway till the application is deployed. These are the difference between the rolling update and the recreate. Now, let me test it here. Okay, yeah. Uh, for example, as per the resource constraints, I will go with the recreate. For example, my latest version is deployment is failing. Then we have the option here roll back to the previous successful. If you see, what are the I have deployed right several times. Each time deployment, CloudHub 2.0 will be maintained as a separate config file. For example, my latest successful will be mentioned. Uh, Consider like that. My latest deployment is failed. For example, I want to roll back here. We can select the older version. We can apply changes. You can deploy application with the immediate effect. We can up the application. Then based on the logs here, we can able to check what is the issue is happening with the our latest deployed application. This is the one of the features. Roll back to the previous successful version.
I have another question here. What's the limit of the rollback numbers? Till how much can we roll back?
Uh, can I think? Let me check the document. I will update.
Okay, and also like when we increase the replicas, how does it affect the vCore utilization?
Uh, Increase the replicas.
Yeah,
Uh, we will select right replica size.
right.
Based on the size, it will.
So let's suppose we selected 0.2 vCores and selected 8 replicas. What's the new memory allocated there? Is it going to be same point 0.2?
Uh, Point into 8, right? 8 vehicles were
0.2 into
select.
8.
Ah, yes.
Okay. And let's suppose what changes we would need to do. Let's suppose I want to migrate from CloudHub normal 1.0 to 2.0, and if you want to roll back in future,
1 to 2 or 2 to 1?
first 1 to 2, and then if you want to migrate back to 1, is it possible?
1 to 2 means, yeah, it's possible. 1 to 2 means for a deployment version should be 4.3. Otherwise, we need to upgrade the runtime versions, all these things. And persistence VMs will not be supported as of now. These are the few drawbacks. And data graph also will be upcoming in the, and I think maybe next year only it should be live. Data graph is
No,
also not available.
no,
If these,
that's not what I'm asking. I'm asking, let's suppose I'm still using 4.4, Mule 4.4, and
okay,
I'm still using CloudHub 1.0. Okay.
okay,
Let's suppose just for trial purpose, I want to migrate to CloudHub 2.0.
okay.
What and where? What are the changes and where do I do it? So are you, Amrit, are you talking about like manual deployment you have to migrate? Because there is no tool, I mean, yet released by MuleSoft. So if you are doing automated deployment, you will have to change the configuration of the POM to make it deployed to CloudHub 2.0. Other than that, application changes, I don't think we don't need to do anything there. Changes in POM is required, right? And we can revert it
Yes,
back.
yes, yes, that is required.
That's it.
Here the target name is there that you need to change.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay.
Hi,
Thank
hi, this is Anirudh. I have one question on this one. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah, the same question which Amrandra asked. From an organizational perspective, what should I change to move to Cloud 2.0? I mean, do we have to contact MuleSoft support team? They will migrate for me, or what are the changes at the platform level we have to do?
Uh, so may I answer this question?
Yes.
Yeah. So here, technically, it's a license procurement, right? So once
Yeah.
you procure for 2.0, it's again, like as Shubham has mentioned, it's going to be a lift and shift model of deployment. So where
Mm.
you have to pick it up from the 1.0 and deploy 2.0 by reconfiguring your POM versions. Even if you are going deploying through your CI/CD pipeline, so you have to just
I'm
reconfigure.
not talking about application level. I'm talking about platform level. So the granularity that we see, the P code size, it is only available in 2.0, not 1, right?
Yeah.
So to bring this platform change, what do I have to do?
So the platform change. So currently, there is assessment to be made, like what is your number of workers you have in the existing 1.0, and
Mm.
then while you are procuring the second 2.0, you have to try to match with the number of workers is there, because it depends on the organization number of application it is currently being used. So based on that, the call has to be made.
Yeah, I'm not talking only about the worker thing. The CloudHub 2.0 brings many other features as well with it, right? Like VPC pairing your thing, and I can use for public and private with the same CNAME and all those things.
See,
So
that is still into 1.0 as well, right?
not every feature. What I'm trying to ask here is, I'm using CloudHub 1.0 as my iPaaS platform for my client, right? So in order to get all the features of CloudHub 2.0 activated in the same platform, does it have to be a partnership level licensing, or what do I have to do to enable all the features of CloudHub 2.0 for my client?
Okay, I got it. So it is something to do with the licensing, but which I'm not sure of. Like like either it has to come with the partnership level, or is like type of your license, either titanium subscription you're using or platinum subscription you're using. It depends
Mm.
on that. So that we have to refer back and answer for that.
Okay, sure. And I think there must be some cost implications as well if you're
Exactly.
upgrading to 2.0, right? That I'm asking where to contact and how to get that done, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you will have to purchase the subscription for that. So basically everything, I mean, some of the course you have to purchase for that. So it will
Mm.
obviously, you will have to contact the MuleSoft team for that.
Mm.
I think currently
Okay.
even nobody has that exact figure of what is the cost differences between the 1.1 and 2.0. Even I raised this question in one of the MuleSoft community there, but I I got the email ready to talk to them on the negotiation directly. So it's something that we have to
Okay.
have a chat and get the information.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Thank you.
No, you
Thanks.
should create a case with the sales team, so then only we'll get all these details under it.
Yeah. Yeah. So this will be at partnership level rather than technical level, basically.
Exactly.
Understand.
Right, right, and that depends on the partner level, the gold partner or premium partner. So based on that, they will charge the, I mean, and they will provide the license cost as well.
Yeah. Right. Right. Thanks.
Okay. So, for example, any rollback then we can test. Yeah. Coming to the properties, CloudHub 2.0 enables the product application property value by displaying the property name, but it's not its value. For example, I have added if I click on protect this value cannot be viewed or retrieved by any other user. This action can be undone. If you want to edit this one also, we have to uh, protected value should be replace entire value or the delete the property. No way we cannot able to see the value. This is the one feature in the CloudOut 1.0. This can be achieved through the mule artifact.json. We update in the palm.xml. In this way, similar feature is coming in CloudOut 2.0 as well. Coming to the logging, okay, last slide. uh, as we discussed earlier, like all the logs should be are the per config, right? For example, when we deploy the application, all the log should be deployed. These should be the log should be 100 MB for config will be shared, like the keeps up to the 30 days or 100 MB for config deployments, all the deployments. all the deployments log we can able to see. For example, in production, well, our production or any environment, if we face any issue, then we can revert it and we can check the logs later to fix the issue and redeploy our latest changes. Okay. Schedules are similar to the CloudHub 1.0. Okay. Now let me deploy in the HTTPS application. In CloudHub 2.0 on the shared space, both HTTP and HTTPS use the same port 8081. In CloudHub 1.0, it should be 801, 8082, but here same port 8081 only for both HTTP and HTTPS. If you see here, only one shared space is coming as a tile account.
Vishwesh, in the meantime, you can
Uh,
cover the comparison slide. Otherwise, it is still taking time, right?
sure. Mm, yeah. These are the feature comparisons. Feature comparison between the CloudHub 1.0 and 2.0.
You can
Object store will,
maximize the screen.
yeah, sure. These are the object store will be supported. VPC, VPN both are supported. Okay. A transit gateway supported. High availability both will be. Clustering will not be available in CloudHub 1.0. There is a new features. Outbound forward rules also will be available in CloudHub 2.0. Load balancing logs also we can able to retrieve on the CloudHub 2.0. Deployment rollback is available on CloudHub 2.0 only. Multiple transfers will be available on CloudHub 2.0. As of now, data graph, TLS 1.0, AWS peering, persistence queues, custom alert notification and connectors, API proxies, Flex gateways. These are not available currently, but I think data graph will be next year. They will be enabled in 2.0 as well.
Where
And
can
still,
we see?
MuleSoft is working on a few of the features that trying to make available in CloudHub 2.0. But in going forward, we will listen those things in next 3 months, I think, in the first quarter of the next year.
Hey Vishwesh, where can we see those load balancing logs in CloudHub 2.0?
We need some subscription, Titanium subscription. Those only we can able to see. Trial accounts we cannot see.
Okay, see.
Yeah. No application is deployed. Yeah. For example, I try to run this HTTPS application also. Okay. The ingress. If I give path also, uh, still it will not work because right, defaultly ingress is the inbuilt load balancer for the CloudHub 2.0. It will think that all the requests should route it to the HTTP port only. For example, already I use the HTTPS port. I want to enable, I want to transfer all the traffic from the HTTPS port. Then we need to enable the last mile security. Okay. If I did not enable the last mile security, Ingress does not know whether I have to forward the traffic to the HTTP or HTTPS. By default, Ingress load balancer will forward all the traffic to the HTTP port. But my listener is looking on the HTTPS port. That's why make sure we need to check this, enable this checkbox, and again we need to deploy the application to enabling the HTTPS port. Here, the last mile security is used for the one-way SSL, and forward SSL is used for the two-way SSL. Yeah, now let me test it. Yeah, now we can get the data. This is the use of the last mile security in 2.0. Uh, that's it for the demo side on the share space. Anyone have any questions?
Do we have any questions?
I have one question. This is Anirudh.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So I heard from one of the previous meetups actually that in CloudHub 2.0, if you want to route our application log directly to ELK stacks or any other such similar mechanisms, you don't need to reach out to MuleSoft support team. I mean, is that something we can do from the platform then? Any idea?
Uh, yes, Anirudh, I think Even I hate that when I go through. As per the documentation, we need some of the platinum subscription. We can able to get those logs, all the load balance, these things.
Not saying exactly that. I get your point, but my question is a little different. When we put default logging in our applications, it goes to any point logging, right?
Yes,
But
yes.
if you want to change the default logging to other like Splunk or Kibana, we had to reach
Yes,
out to MuleSoft support team to enable that, right?
yes,
In
yes,
Cloud 2.0, we don't need to do that. So how to
yes.
change that ourselves? Do you know?
Uh, that I'm not sure.
Okay, no problem. If anyone on this team knows, can also share. I think I don't know how to do that exactly. Fine, thank you.
Does anyone have any questions? Let me know. I mean, just enable your mic and let us know. And or else we will begin with the trivia.